Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, January the 13th. It's a lovely Wednesday morning here in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I hope you're doing well. I wanted to try to start back up some of the short devotional periods that I did a couple of months back. And I did have a thought on my mind this morning regarding running the race that we are all running in regards to our faith in Jesus Christ. And where this came about was a reminder through some YouTube videos and some sports items, sports clips that I've seen recently. How many of you, whenever you've been watching a sporting event, maybe football, maybe baseball, or something else, you see a player not giving their all? One of the things that just really frustrates me is when I see a football player who has the ball, who is running, who has a clear path to the end zone, and then they end up dropping the ball before they get to the line. Not when they get into the end zone, but being about a yard or even at the foot mark, they drop the ball, run in and celebrate it like they've accomplished something. A lot of times that goes bad for them because if the opposing players see the ball has been dropped and if they are paying attention, they will often pick it up and advance the ball back in the other direction, and sometime even for a touchdown. In baseball, how many times has a player hit a ball thinking it was going to be an easy out? They either pop it up or it's a ground ball and they just barely run. They don't give it their all trying to get to first base, or if it's a fly ball and I think it's an easy out, maybe the guy drops it. And because they weren't paying attention, they weren't able to advance as far as they could, or they end up getting themselves picked off. I bring all this up because I believe that there is a spiritual connection, a spiritual point that should be made, and that is that when we're running the race, we need to run it like we want to win it. I look at the scripture reading this morning from 1 Corinthians chapter 9, looking at verses 24 to the end of the chapter, 24 through 27. And I'm reading from the Christian Standard Bible. Don't you know that the runners in a stadium all race, but only one receives the prize? Run in such a way to win the prize. Now everyone who competes exercises self-control in everything. They do it to receive a perishable crown, but we have an imperishable crown. So I do not run like one who runs aimlessly or box like one beating the air. Instead, I discipline my body and bring it under strict control, so that after preaching to others, I myself will not be disqualified. And I think the spiritual context, going back to finishing the race or giving our all, is that there are Christians who just get to that point of baptism and they almost exercise that flawed statement of once saved, always saved. And they give up. They don't think that they've given up, but they think, hey, I'm saved. I don't have to work any harder. I've got it. I'm there. I'm going to cross the end zone. I'm taken care of. But their faith has never been made mature enough to realize that it needs to be a working faith. That your love for God, your love for Christ, should motivate you and make you want to strive for the prize. Or there's folks who just aren't disciplining themselves to the point to where they allow things to creep in. It's like us who try our best to remain in good shape and in good health, and yet we allow ourselves to eat the potato chips, eat fatty things, eat the bad things, and our bodies start to just allowing more fat to get on it, or we develop certain medical conditions from poor eating habits. Well, the same thing happens in our spiritual life. When we develop poor habits in regards to the material world or in regards to our fleshly cravings or needs, then we too will see that we're not properly disciplined, and it's going to be a difficult path for us to get to the end zone, to get to heaven, to get to our final reward. So just a reminder, as Christians, we need to make sure that we are constantly running as if our lives depended on it, like we want to be the only winner, like we want to be the one who is going to be on that podium, And certainly make sure that we are looking out for our brothers and sisters in the process. But also let's make sure that we are properly disciplining our minds and our bodies in the process. God bless you all. I hope you have a great day.